Can I make a guess?
Sure.
You don't like Elon.
I just don't think he's as smart as everyone gives him credit for, but I don't hate him. I think that he's a rich dude that thought he could buy Twitter and everyone was going to like him.
Maybe.
And look, what he did with Tesla, electric cars, is pretty progressive towards getting everyone to use electric cars. The issue I have with that is we're not at a point where electric cars will do anything for the environment because it takes a ton of resources to make an electric car. Batteries, digging, for the elements and things. This is where I'm not super liberal, is because we are not at a point where we can charge these cars quickly and efficiently to make it worth our time.
Yeah.
Currently, it takes so much oil just to make an electric fucking car.
Yeah.
Like almost as much as an oil pumps out and all that.
Okay. So, a few things here. Now, I think the first point I want to get your opinion on is of the handful of, popular billionaires out there. Let's just throw up two others to compare to
only cool ones, please.
Yeah, let's throw up Bill Gates and then let's throw up Jeff Bezos, right?
Yeah.
Of Elon, Jeff Bezos, and Bill Gates, who do you like more? Who do you think's cooler?
That's so tough because I don't like them all.
Okay,
like
that's fair.
Well, then again, I don't hate Elon. I just think that he is pretty stupid.
That's fine.
That's it.
That's fine to think that.
Yeah. I don't hate. Maybe. I guess maybe Bill Gates, but I don't exactly like all the things that I've heard in the last 5 to 10 years. Yeah. So maybe Bill Gates, I would have liked him more about 10 years ago. Probably Elon more than Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos.
Yeah, I think
because Elon has done cooler things,
and that's the point I was trying to make.
Besides Microsoft.
Yeah, because to me,
Bill Gates made computers.
I think I would. My list would be: I think Elon's the coolest. Jeff Bezos is number 2 to me, and then
as
Bill
far
Gates
as
is
cool.
number 3.
Oh, as far as cool factor.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you meant who did I like more as like their career.
Well, that's fine too. And then the
cool
career,
factor.
You want
Jeff Bezos because he made a dick rocket that looks like a penis, and he wears cool sunglasses and leather jackets.
I think I meant more like
their business or
but and then also have you watched Louis C.K.'s newest special? Sorry,
I have not.
Okay,
no.
So he has a bit in there where he talks about it's like 10 minutes of pedophile stuff and it's so good. Like it's really good.
Yeah, he can do that.
Yeah, I actually kind of like to show it to you before you leave, not on the podcast.
Okay, yeah. Because maybe it depends on what time it is. We've been talking for a while.
We have. It's 6:28.
Okay, I'm fine. I mean, we can do another half hour or something.
Okay, that's fine. You want me to tell you when it's like 7?
Sure.
Okay.
Or if you want to go 6 hours, that's fine.
I mean, I don't care.
I'll talk to you all night.
Louis has his joke where he's talking about pedophiles, and then he eventually gets to the topic of Michael Jackson, right?
Okay.
And he's like, Michael Jackson, king of pop, made amazing music, did some other stuff too, and I think that's what he says about Elon, about Michael, and so then he gets to this point where he's talking about. He makes his point earlier. It's like, there will always be pedophiles. I know that's not a very enlightening point. You wouldn't use that as a fridge magnet.
Sure,
but he's like, so he comes back to that point, and he's like, look. There's going to be pedophiles. No pedophiles is not on the menu, right? So if we're going to have pedophiles, would you rather have pedophiles that make beautiful music or ones that don't? Mm-hmm. And so that,
I see.
And so that's what I'm saying about in the billionaire thing. It's like, would you rather have a billionaire who's blowing his money on his own personal interest, like buying big ass houses and super yachts and whatever, or would you have ones that are making cool shit? And now we can get into the nitty gritty about, well, electric cars aren't really benefiting us that much, and why is he wasting his money on reusable rockets, and why is he doing that with Twitter? And
I'm only saying currently, because in the future it will be. Like actually practical to have electric cars. It's just we're not there yet.
Yeah. Well, look, I personally on that front,
I'm not against electric cars. Yeah. Just want to say that.
I think
I'm very for them.
I think electric cars are good, and I think it's and how much positive impact they have, I really don't know. I'm too stupid to know. But
no one knows
to me,
yet.
I feel like it's probably good. And if anything, it's a cool car, and that's cool.
Very cool.
Yeah, he's made it. It looks nice, and
They go fast.
And it's a really interesting thing because think about before Tesla. Think about how cool electric cars were.
Not at all.
People thought the Prius was gay as hell.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, I remember that.
So he
that's
made
right.
the electric car cool, and now there's so many fucking people that have Teslas.
Yes.
So that's a net good.
Yeah, like that's why I said I don't hate the guy.
Yeah.
I think that he's just not as smart as he thought.
Maybe.
That's all. That's the only opinion I really have on him. I think the Neuralink is crazy.
It is wild.
You know,
Yeah.
I don't think everyone's going to have that. I think that's going to be for people who are disabled and that need it.
Yeah, I think there's probably going to be a lot of pushback on that being
Well,
as common as a cell phone.
you mentioned Bill Gates.
Yeah.
You put a microchip in me? Hell no. You want to put a Neuralink in me? Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah.
Cut my head open.
Exactly.
Cool with that. Not cool
Exactly.
with microchip.
Yeah, I don't know. To me, because I've listened to Elon in a number of like long form podcasts, and there's something about him where he feels genuine to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like he, and maybe he's just really great at manipulating the public.
I think more likely than him being actually genuine, but I don't know. I've never met the guy.
Yeah,
If I heard him talk in person, I could tell. You can feel people's energy and shit.
Yeah. Yeah, to me, I think. Look, I've heard that he inherited a lot of wealth from his family. The emerald mining and shit, and that's dirty money and whatever. But to me, it's like, think about you. Like, imagine if you inherited hundreds of millions of dollars when you were, young, and like, what are you supposed to do? Kill yourself? Like,
give it all back to Africa.
Yeah, and
South Africa.
I've gotten an argument about this. It's like, well, I hate what he's using the money with. Electric cars are not that great, and the reasonable rockets they're useless. It's like,
I don't think that at all.
Yeah. So you seem a little more close to how I feel than this particular individual, but
that's why I don't even consider myself like left, because left will be immediately they'll say, like, the reason Jordan Peterson I don't like him is because he has done things that make me cringe. Elon does too.
Yeah.
But not on the same level.
Yeah.
Because Elon is a higher status, so he doesn't have to grovel and shit like that.
And look, I will get on the whole not liking Jordan Peterson because of him making money off of his political opinions. Let's simplify it to that.
Yeah, and I guess I don't hate him personally. I can never like Hitler, man. Like, I don't hate Hitler.
I like Hitler.
I'm a Christian. Oh, this podcast took a turn.
Yeah, that was the whole point. I was just like, I'm gonna get a real heated argument. We're gonna be in the middle of like, no, you're a fucking radical, right? And fucking, I missed it. Damn it, I can't hit the button.
Oh shit!
All right.
I don't like.
I was going to make a point to give you something here. I was going to say, look, there are things that even as familiar with Jordan and as much as I respect him that have made me go a little bit like, but also I still understand it. But like,
of course,
like his joining the Daily Wire, I think is a little cringy. But also, as someone who consumes his content's gotten like higher quality, and he has access to amazing guests, and it's still good.
I'm glad we had this conversation.
Yeah,
because I would. Because it's Twitter too, like that. I see Jordan Peterson responding, and I did watch some videos where he, like when he says the Saudi Arabia thing, I'm like, yeah, fuck. There are certain people that say dumb fucking shit when they're on a roll. I just think he's one of those guys. I don't hate him. Like I really don't hate anybody because I don't know, and I'm like you said, we're consuming all this through the media, through a third party. And they can decide how we feel.
Yes. Yeah, these things can really shape, the way that you're introduced to certain people. Like, I'm not saying this was you, but so many people's introduction to Jordan Peterson is not
mine
first
was different.
Through seeing him on a podcast and then seeing his lectures And then after they understand, oh, okay, I like this guy. He's saying some good stuff and it's actually useful. And every once in a while he says some political thing that I don't know if I agree with or maybe whatever.
Everybody
but otherwise,
does that.
I've actually gotten a lot out of the books of his I've read. He made some really amazing points that I've never thought about that way. You know, really spelled out some fundamental truths that I've gotten back in touch with and have improved my life. Yeah. And now I'm seeing all these articles that are calling him a right-wing Nazi. What?
Yeah,
that doesn't make sense.
I never agree with that. Yeah, I would never call him a Nazi.
So a lot of people's introduction to him is the inverse, right?
Mine
First thing the article, and then the article linking to a particular clip where they have framed a story around that clip. It's like, wow, okay, yeah, these words in the context of this article sure sound like some right-wing Nazi shit.
Then the clickbait, is Jordan Peterson a Nazi?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, they love to do that. It's disgusting, motherfuckers. Yeah. The media just really, the last few years really got me like furious, you know.
But yeah, I think just across the board, in terms of Elon and Jordan Peterson and Donald Trump, I mean, just all these controversial figures to me, and they're all very different. But I just want to say, like, what I feel like I'm against at large is just having a vocal negative opinion about these individuals that are big, because it's just like, I don't fucking really know them.
Yeah, well, people are bitter too.
Yeah, people are full of bitterness and resentment. In fact, this is actually a really interesting point that I
don't want to forget my thing, but go ahead. Keep going.
Tell me a key word to remind you.
I think I already forgot.
Damn it. All right. Well.
Oh wait, no, I got it. Elon Musk, free speech.
Okay, that's a good topic.
Yeah, because it's the only thing about Musk that I'm like, come on, man, what are you doing? Like certain things. Sorry, go ahead. Keep going.
Okay, so one really amazing, interesting thing I've gotten out of Jordan Peterson's material is...
Don't say material.
Like, because we're talking about in comedy.
Because it makes it seem like...
This Jordan Peterson bit.
Yes, it's exactly what I was thinking. Like, oh shit, is he a character, dude?
There actually is this clip of him, like, giving one of these... So I was going to talk about his biblical lectures for a second. And there's one of him doing these biblical lectures. He talks about this hypothetical breakfast from hell. And it really is like a stand-up comedy bit where he's going on for like 5, maybe even 10 minutes where he's describing, like...
He does a lot of jokes.
In detail, like, just the worst diner experience you could have. And he's like, just in graphic detail. It's funny watching him do it. But anyway, because it really is like a stand-up comics delivery. Anyway, so this idea he talks about a lot, about looking at biblical stories from a psychological perspective, right? Like the story of Adam and Eve, what it actually psychologically represents is the I guess rise or sudden onset of self-aware consciousness in human beings. It's not about the actual first people that are born that God just put suddenly. Sure. It's the first people that woke up and were like, "What? I'm naked and I'm ashamed." Yeah.
Shame. Yeah,
so,
of course.
So one early story, he talks about the story of Cain and Abel. He talks about what they represent archetypally, like characters, and how like they're spirits, like fundamental.
Brothers that
they're brothers.
The son?
Yeah. So Cain killed Abel. And it's basically
that's
Cain,
right.
Yeah. They're brothers and Cain killed Abel.
That's right.
So, the reason why is basically it tells the story very briefly.
Because God told him?
No.
Sorry. Go ahead.
So it's basically, they're both, men of God. They both believe in God. Yeah. Abel's having a good go at it. Good things are happening for Abel.
That's right. Okay.
And bad things are happening for Cain. But they're both praying to God, right? They're both praying for good stuff, but Abel's getting it and his life is good. And then Cain is watching his life not be good and Abel's life be good. And there's like, what am I doing wrong, God? I'm praying to you and you're not giving me the same stuff as him. Why is my life bad? I've been praying to you. How dare you, God? Well, I'm going to show you and I'm going to kill my brother. And so he kills Abel. And so this is about these fundamental spirits of bitterness and resentment in Cain.
Yes.
And then the Abel and ability and expansion and creativity and focusing on the positive of Abel. Essentially, this is,
Okay. Sure. Of course. Yeah.
And so, and I see that spirit in these assessments of like, Elon Musk, fuck this guy. It's all about, it's all about your own personal resentment and these things of like, this senator here was like, I fucking hate Biden, I fucking hate Trump, blah 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 blah. It's like, dude, you don't know these fucking people, and
I think you can hate people based on their actions.
Sure, but
I mean, hate is such a strong word, man.
So let's make a really extreme example here, and where I think if you listen to that whole podcast, you listen to the whole podcast with me and my brother. Mm-hmm. So at the end where I kind of like half defend Kanye saying I like Hitler and like.
Oh yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, so
I heard you say that.
You heard, yeah. I defend.
I heard you say I love Hitler.
Yeah, mm-hmm. But to me, it's
you were saying he came at it from a Christian point of view, as in I do not hate anybody, because that is not very Christian.
Yeah, right. And I think that there's real value in that for you and the effect you have on people if you actually go, yes, of course there's reasons to hate this person, right? Mm-hmm. This person who has wronged me personally, this person from history who killed 6 million people, right? Of course, I do not stand with his actions. I don't like his ideas. He had bad ideas. I do not want to repeat what he did in history. We need to avoid that at all costs. I don't think that me hating him and transmuting that hate, it's basically taking the evil he did, having that in you, and then affecting the world around you by spreading more hate. Whether you think, well, it's in the right direction, I'm hating the right people. No, not really a good justification. Mm-hmm. You should be like, no. Hate is bad. It doesn't matter who I'm hating, even if I'm hating someone who is morally wrong in my view and the view of the entire world at large. It's let's say, I love you. Mm-hmm. I love you and I respect you as a human being. And
here's where he slipped up.
Yeah,
when he criticized Jewish people pretty aggressively and said what was it, DEFCON?
I'm going DEFCON 4 or DEFCON 5.
So when you say that, and then a month later you go on a podcast and say
I like Hitler,
I don't hate Hitler, or whatever you said, whatever exact word.
It's panning off. It's like, dude,
he knows what he's doing.
The fact that he was on InfoWars.
What the fuck?
That's honestly,
when I heard about that, and he had the mask on. Yeah,
I gotta say, but again, also what I was saying about Kanye in terms of him as a performance artist, I just feel like he's really like modern Andy Kaufman level of just fucking with the zeitgeist of the world. And it's even better because Andy Kaufman was known as a performer who's trying to do anti-comedy things, but still in the realm of comedy.
Yeah.
Right? He's not a comedian, but he is on SNL and he is a comic performer. Yeah, he's a comedy performer.
Right.
And it's unique and it's his own thing. Kanye West is taking himself as a celebrity who is not in comedy. He's in music and fashion and all sorts of that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And he's like, when he does these stunts, it's like a curveball, and people are more inclined to take it as genuine and serious, where like it could be completely genuine and serious and a product of serious mental illness, or it could be from a place of cold, cunning, calculated Andy Kaufman, like, oh, I'm going to lean into this character, or it could be this kind of balance between the two, where it's like,
but what are the results saying? The results from what he said are not, man, this guy's a comedic genius. Holy shit, he's trolling everybody. The results were, holy shit, this guy is an anti-Semitic and hates Jewish people and likes Hitler. Like if it is so calculated, he fucked up.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Big fucking time. Who the fuck told him that was a good idea?
Yeah. It could definitely be.
Also, real quick.
Yeah, go for it.
When you, in the last podcast, you were like, I don't.
So we'll clarify. It's not going to be the last one. It's going to be about like four
podcasts ago.
Yeah,
my bad.
No, it's okay.
You with your brother. You with your brother. The first podcast. Yeah. You said, oh shit, I had it. What was it? Oh yeah, you said you're not against anything unless it like directly causes violence or harms people. Mm-hmm. Like you don't think that, you
pull the mic up a little more.
Sorry. You don't think that as long as it's not hurting anybody. Oh, sorry. Is that better?
Yeah.
Is that good? Sorry. Okay. As long as it's not hurting anybody, then it's fine. Do you think that about like a direct or indirect correlation between things you say? So if Kanye goes on, says all this shit about Jewish people and that he doesn't hate Hitler, and then some guy's listening and goes, shit, finally, man. Yeah, let's go do, and then he ends up hurting somebody. Do you, in that case, how do you feel about the free speech thing? Like if it's indirectly causing violent act.
Yeah. So to me, I think that this idea that here's an example. Here's what Kanye did say. Right? He said, "I like Hitler. I love Hitler.
Yeah, I don't hate anybody.
Yeah,
right?
I don't hate anybody. I love Nazis.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Sure.
I love everybody. I love Jewish people. I love not. You know.
He did.
Yeah, he
pepper
did.
that in.
Yeah, he did.
I couldn't remember that.
He said it's basically like, I love Jeffrey Dahmer. I love Nazis. I love Jewish people. I love everyone who's wronged me. You know, I love them all.
Mm-hmm.
But so he can say that. And then he can say, well, Nazis did some good. Hitler invented the microphone, which isn't true,
No.
but he said, see,
Who told him that?
for someone to watch that and then go, well, I'm going to go out and hurt some Jews now.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't seem to make much sense. Now, if Kanye did go on there and he said, I'm mad at
Pete Davidson.
Pete Davidson, but if Kanye said, I am mad at the Jewish people. For all my fans out there or anyone listening, I need you to go out there and harm some Jewish people.
Right.
That is not good.
Right.
Right. So, yes, I think that words, when they're used as like direct threats or they are direct incitements of violence, then sure. But I don't.
Like he did with Pete Davidson.
Yeah.
I guess that my point is that Kanye has done this in the past where he has sort of taken his audience because whether he meant to or not, people in the streets were yelling out, "Yo, Skeet, we're going to kill you." And he had to go to fucking therapy.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So Kanye definitely look, and I'm not saying anyone's perfect, and certainly not Kanye.
No. I'm not trying to get you to say that.
Yeah. But
I'm trying to just curious.
Yeah. So with the Pete Davidson thing, now he did obviously vocalize his upset with Pete Davidson and started talking shit and harassing him and all that. And to me, I found a lot of that entertaining.
Very. Yeah. But if it caused any type of violence, it's
now,
not good.
And then people started doing that, right? And then of course Kanye got word that was happening, and that's not good. And so he did go on there online. He did. He had a tweet or like a whole Instagram post.
This was weeks though. Like this, it took him a while.
Sure.
Yeah.
But he did eventually go on there and say like, don't hurt him.
But they had time. I mean, they had some time. I don't know.
Sure.
But yeah. I see what you're saying. Yeah. He did eventually say something. Sure.
Yeah.
With Trump? No. Sorry, that was just a throwaway line.
Yeah.
Keep going.
But also, even in the January 6th case, a lot of people like try to blame Trump for that. And it's like, even in his tweets before he got banned, he was saying, don't do anything like that.
When?
I think I can pull up his last few tweets.
He came on. I remember that day very well. He came on and was like, everybody go home. You did a great job. I love you. I love you so much. I love you. That's what he said.
Right. Well, he was holding.
He waited.
So
gave that announcement.
Do you know about the Alex Jones documentary?
Which one?
What's it called? It's by a female documentary filmmaker.
If it's 2,000 Mules, I'll tell you to go fuck yourself.
No.
Okay.
It was like released within the last year.
So I think, that was 2 years ago, I think.
It's called Alex's War.
Oh, about
so
Alex.
Yeah. So it was basically he granted access to this filmmaker. I want to say her name because I don't want to mull over that. But it was a good documentary. She actually had like kind of a close look on him, and then they specifically like the third act of it is Alex Jones at the Capitol riots because they were there.
Oh, he was very much against the violence.
Yes,
yeah. I remember.
Yeah,
I remember all of it. I watched it very intently. Yeah.
So let's see.
He was like, "Come on, guys, get away from the Capitol. What are you doing? We're going this way," or whatever. He was trying to get him to go the other way.
Yeah, this is the most recent tweet he pretty much said about this is Trump. He said, "I am asking everyone at the U.S. Capitol to remain peaceful, no violence. Remember, we are the party of law and order. Respect the law and great men and women in blue."
Was that on the 6th?
Yeah,
what
January
time?
6th,
What
2021.
What time?
3:13.
Okay, so that was a couple hours after the attack. I want to say, when was the attack?
I don't know.
I think it was in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but then you have Lauren Boebert tweeting, "This is our, what was it, July 4th or whatever, our Independence Day. We're taking it back."
Okay. Yeah.
And then you had a lot of those. I think Trump was saving face.
Maybe.
Because it was hours
again,
after.
Maybe Trump's saving face hours later. Maybe Kanye saving face a week later. But let's think about this too.
That doesn't excuse the violence and shit.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I know what you're saying.
But again, I'm not in this place to really pin that blame fully on Trump wholeheartedly. You know, I just think that, like, in the case of, it's like saying, oh, people are going to go out and start hurting Jews because of what Kanye's saying, right? That's on those people that are doing that. I don't think anyone who's...
But January 6th, they literally blocked the National Guard from coming in. Like, you know about that, right? Like the hearing, they talked to whoever was in charge. Like they tried to call Trump. He wouldn't answer. Then they tried to call people that worked underneath him that could call it off or get at least some police in there. Wouldn't answer. Nancy Pelosi, who I don't really care for, was like they filmed her calling people for hours. Like, hey, we're locked in this fucking room. We can't get, they're attacking. Can we please get some National Guard here? It took hours.
Yeah. Okay. So,
and they all left on their own. There was no National Guard.
So in this, obviously you and I, neither one of us were there. Right. And so we can certainly dig up all sorts of evidence and stories that go to both sides of the spectrum of that. Will, one, be a conspiracy about how Donald Trump was completely removed and completely innocent and had nothing to do with the violence. And then we can go to a conspiracy theory. It's he's directly involved and he was totally putting on a face and trying to cover it up. And
have you seen any of the hearings for January 6th?
No.
Oh. Well, I've seen a lot of it. He was pretty tied in.
Okay.
They're about to indict him. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool. I'm just saying, man. Yeah. I know the whole thing was just like about the direct and indirect thing. But like, what he did was kind of indirectly cause a lot of violence.
Okay, so let me give you a really.
And you're saying and you were saying you don't think that he.
I'm saying I
is
don't
necessarily to blame.
Yeah, I say I don't know. I don't think so.
That's fine.
Because I think, again, I don't think he ever said, "All right, my fellow Republicans, go storm the Capitol."
Yes, he did. Well, he didn't say. He didn't say, go in there and start killing everybody. He said, okay, everybody, we're moving to the Capitol. We're going over there. We're going to go now. Come on. We're going to show them what America's about. You can watch the speech before. And then when Giuliani says, we're going to have trial by combat. Do you remember him saying that? It was so great.
No.
This fucking little rat man. He's just like, we're going to have trial by combat.
Yeah. Look, man, I really don't know the details of this thing. And so I'd be dumb to try to make a definitive claim. But
I was only making a point about direct and indirect violence. That's all I was trying to say.
Can I make a really silly analogy?
Yes. Make your little analogy.
So, when
I hate your analogy.
The season 3 episode of Rick and Morty
I hate you.
came out.
Pickle Rick?
And there was...
Oh, yeah.
There's all these
the Szechuan thing.
all these Rick and Morty fans who were running in McDonald's and jumping on the tables and be like, I want Szechuan sauce. I'm Pickle Rick.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Was that a direct or indirect?
Now, should Justin Roiland and Dan Harmon be indicted for the violence upon various McDonald's across the nation? Who also, by the way, never came out, not even hours or weeks later, against the violence.
Right.
So Dan Harmon and Justin Roiland, I'm calling you out for national destruction and damage for Pickle Rick.
Yeah. Fucking terrible analogy.
It's tyranny.
Horrible analogy.